My child, I miss you, my child, not as a God who demands worship, but as a father who longs for the return of a son who has wandered away. Let me be clear, I am not here to point fingers or to make you feel even more burdened. You already carry enough weight on your shoulders, burdens I never asked you to carry alone. I am here because I see something happening within you that concerns me. I see how your eyes, which once sparkled with purpose and hope, now look tired and distant. How your breath, which was once deep and confident, is now shallow and hurried. How your mind, which once found refuge in my presence, is now constantly agitated, racing from one thought to another as if fleeing something, perhaps me, perhaps yourself. If this video is touching your soul, don't let this moment pass. Subscribe to this channel right now for more messages that can transform your spiritual journey. Believe me, you were directed here for a reason bigger than you imagine. Remember Elijah, my powerful prophet who faced 450 prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel, 1 Kings 18. After that great victory, he fled into the wilderness, exhausted and afraid, asking me to take his life. It was there, under a broom tree, in his most vulnerable moment, that I did not rebuke him, I nourished him. I sent an angel with bread and water, not once, but twice. "Get up and eat," the angel said, "for the journey is too much for you." But these 14 minutes are not for me, they are for you. They are a gateway, a sanctuary in time, a path back home. Back to me, yes, but also back to yourself. In these 14 minutes, I want to renew your breath, quiet your mind, remind your body of the sacred rhythm for which it was created. It's not about perfection, my child. It's about presence, about reconnection, about honoring this life I breathed into you. Let me tell you about what I see, my child. I see how you wake up and, before even thanking me for another day, your eyes are already glued to the blue screen of your cell phone, absorbing worries, comparisons, and distractions before your feet even touch the floor. I see how you wolf down your meal while driving, answering emails, or preparing for the next meeting. I see how you drink 3 cups of coffee, but forget to drink enough water to hydrate the temple I built with such care. I see how you ignore the signals your body sends you, the tension in your shoulders, the persistent headache, the fatigue that doesn't disappear after a night's sleep. I see how you keep pushing, forcing, fighting, as if your strength comes only from your own determination. And what breaks my heart the most, I see how you, in the midst of all this hustle, feel an emptiness that nothing seems to fill. You try to fill it with more work, more accomplishments, more social media, more entertainment, but the emptiness remains, doesn't it? Because the emptiness has a specific shape. The shape of my presence in your life. Do you remember the Israelites in the desert? I fed them with manna every day, no more, no less, just enough for that day. Exodus 16. They could not store it for tomorrow, except for the Sabbath. They could not work harder to earn more. It was a daily exercise in trust, in balance, in recognizing their limits and my provision. But you, my child, are trying to live without limits in a limited body. You are trying to be self-sufficient in a world where I designed everything to be interdependent. You are trying to run when I created you to walk with me in the cool of the day. Genesis 3:8. I'm not disappointed with you. I'm concerned for you because I see where this path ends and it's not where I want you to be. I know there are times when you feel you can't go on like this anymore. Moments when the tiredness is so deep that it seems to have reached your soul. Moments when you want to scream, cry, or simply stop everything. These are not signs of weakness, my child. They are my voice trying to reach you through your own body. Know this, your health is not just physical, it's spiritual. Your body is not just matter, it's a temple. 1 Corinthians 6:19. Your time is not just seconds passing, it's the fabric of eternity that I entrusted to your care. And when you neglect your body, when you ignore your tiredness, when you overload your mind, you are not just compromising your health, you are disrupting our communion. This is a decisive moment for your spiritual walk. If this message is resonating in your heart, share in the comments, "I need these 14 minutes, Lord." This simple act of recognition can be the first step towards your restoration. Your honesty will inspire others who are going through the same challenge. My child, the time has come for a sacred realignment. Do you remember what it was like when we walked together in the early hours of the morning? When your first word was "my name" and your first action was to open your heart to me? Remember how food tasted, how the air felt fresher, how sleep was restful? I'm not asking you to go back to the past. I'm inviting you to create a new future, a future where your body, mind, and spirit are aligned with my original design for your life. These 14 minutes I offer you are not a self-help program or a productivity technique. They are an invitation to re-establish the sacred rhythm for which you were created. A rhythm of work and rest, of effort and surrender, of giving and receiving, of speaking and listening. Think of the multiplication of the loaves and fishes, Matthew 14:13-21. 5 loaves and 2 fish, so little in the hands of a boy. But when placed in my hands, enough to feed a crowd. The same is true for your time. These 14 minutes, when surrendered to me, can multiply into renewed energy, mental clarity, emotional peace, and spiritual reconnection that will nourish all the other hours of your day. I will teach you to care for the temple that is your body with simple but deeply spiritual gestures. Moving with purpose, not just to exercise muscles, but to honor this body I gave you as a vehicle for your mission on earth. Resting without guilt, not just to recover energy, but to declare your trust that the world keeps turning even when you stop. Are you hearing what I am saying, my child? I am offering a quiet revolution, a form of spiritual resistance against the culture of excess, hurry, and burnout that has stolen your vitality and our intimacy. Remember the widow whose oil multiplied? 2 Kings 4:17. She thought she had only a little, barely enough for one last meal. But by obeying the instructions of my prophet and beginning to pour out that little she had, jar after jar was filled with oil until her need was abundantly met. Likewise, these 14 minutes may seem insufficient in the face of the mountain of needs, responsibilities, and challenges you face. But when you begin to pour out this limited time in obedience to my voice, miracles happen, multiplication happens, transformation happens. My child, let me tell you about what is to come when you accept this invitation for 14 minutes of daily reconnection. In the beginning, it may be difficult. Your body, accustomed to the frenetic pace, may resist. Your mind, addicted to constant stimulation, may protest. Your thoughts, like unruly children, may run in every direction. Don't be surprised by this. Don't judge yourself for it. Remember what it was like for the Israelites soon after they left Egypt. Even freed from slavery, they looked back with a strange nostalgia, missing the onions and garlic, forgetting the whips and bricks. The familiar, even when painful, often seems safer than the unknown. But persist, my child. Keep showing up for these 14 minutes day after day, and gradually, something will begin to change. First, you will notice small physical changes. Deeper sleep, fewer headaches, more energy at the end of the day. Your body will begin to relax under the weight of my grace, remembering the rhythm for which it was created. Then, you will perceive changes in your mind. Clearer thoughts, wiser decisions, a renewed ability to focus on what really matters without being swept away by the torrent of distractions. Your mind will begin to quiet down, finding refuge in the truth of who I am and who you are in me. Over time, the deeper changes will come, the transformations of the soul. You will find yourself returning to your first love for me, Revelation 2:4. Prayer will cease to be a chore and will become a conversation again. My word will cease to be just an item on your to-do list and will become daily bread again. Matthew 4:4. The moments of silence in my presence will no longer be something you dread, but something you long for. And you know what else, my child? These changes will overflow into every aspect of your life. Your work will gain new depth and purpose, not because you will be doing more, but because you will be operating from a place of fullness and not scarcity. Your relationships will flourish, not because you will have more time for people, but because the quality of your presence with them will be transformed. Your ministry will expand, not because you will be striving harder, but because my power will flow more freely through a vessel that is not cracked by exhaustion. And your witness in the world will shine more brightly, not because you will be trying to impress, but because the difference between a life surrendered to my rhythm and a life enslaved by the rhythm of the world will be evident to everyone around you. All this from 14 minutes? Yes, my child, because it's not just 14 minutes. It's an act of surrender. It's a recognition of your limits and of my unlimited capacity. It's a return to the original design I have for your life. Think of Daniel, who knelt 3 times a day to pray, even under threat of death, Daniel 6:10. Those moments of connection with me not only sustained him, they transformed him into one of the most influential men of his time, someone whose wisdom and integrity were undeniable even to his enemies. The same can happen with you. I don't promise that all your problems will disappear. I don't promise that your path will always be easy, but I promise my presence. I promise my peace. John 14:27. I promise that when you honor the limits I created for you and enter into the rhythm I designed for you, you will find a life that is full, even amidst the challenges. My child, we have reached the moment of decision. Your name was mentioned in heaven, not by the angels, but by something that broke my heart. The slow distancing of your spirit from mine, the gradual erosion of your vitality, the silent disappearance of your joy. But today can be different. Today I offer you a new beginning, a return, a reunion. I don't ask for perfection. I don't demand an instant transformation. I only ask for 14 minutes. A small act of obedience that, like the small stream that becomes a mighty river, can transform the entire landscape of your life. Remember the prophet Naaman? He expected a grandiose gesture, an impressive ritual to heal his leprosy. But my prophet gave him a simple instruction. Go wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan River, 2 Kings 5:10. Naaman almost refused because it seemed too trivial. But when he finally obeyed the simple instruction, his healing came. Likewise, these 14 minutes may seem too trivial to resolve the deep spiritual exhaustion you face. They may seem insufficient in the face of the monumental challenges of your daily life. But it is precisely in this simplicity that power resides. Because it's not really about the 14 minutes themselves, but about what they represent. Your decision to trust more in me than in yourself, to value our connection above your productivity, to honor the limits I created as expressions of my love, not as restrictions on your freedom. And what will happen when you accept this invitation? When you set aside these 14 minutes to care for the temple of your body, to calm your restless mind, to reconnect your spirit to mine. I cannot promise that your path will always be easy. There will still be days of struggle, moments of doubt, periods of growth that will be painful but necessary. But I can promise this: you will not walk alone. I will be with you, not only in the 14 minutes, but in every second of your day. And over time, you will discover that these 14 minutes are not an additional burden on your busy schedule. They are the source from which the energy for everything else will flow. They are not wasted time. They are an investment that will yield dividends in every area of your life. This is more than a video. It's a personal call from heaven. If you are ready to accept these 14 daily minutes of reconnection with God, subscribe to this channel now and comment below, "I am ready for my realignment, Lord." Your commitment today can be the start of a journey that will transform not only your life, but the lives of everyone around you. My child, your name has been mentioned in heaven. Before, out of concern, now may it be mentioned with joy. May it be said in the heavenly halls, "Look, he is returning. He is rediscovering who he truly is. He is remembering to whom he belongs." In the food that nourishes your body, in the movement that honors the temple I built, in the rest that declares your trust in me. I am waiting, my child. And when you come, not if you come, but when you come, I will be there, with open arms, ready to welcome you back. Not as a subject, not as a servant, but as a beloved child who has finally found the way back home. Your name has been mentioned in heaven, and now may it be written again in the book of life, Revelation 3:5, of those who have chosen the abundant life I have always desired for you. The life that flows not from exhaustion, but from resting in me, Matthew 11:28-30. I am waiting in these 14 minutes. Come, my child, come.